What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Watched some of the Texans Bills game the other night. Did not get to make a video injury report, nothing before the game. As you all probably know, life happens. Wife's truck broke down, starter. So I had to get that home. I picked the Bills. I didn't get to make a video, and I picked the Bills. Yeah, the Texans really should have been ahead by triple what they were. The Bills seem to have a couple of these games every year. So maybe the Dolphins snafu a couple weeks prior, and then the Texans is it, and they'll be on a winning streak from here on out. Texans offensively are in trouble. Defensively, they're very good. Offensively, even when C.J. Stroud gets back, I don't know if it's going to get any better. So let's look at we're going to look at the top 10 NFL teams right now. We'll say we'll go by division. Then we'll see who I'd put in my top 10. So in the AFC, you got the AFC East. Right now, the Bills are down 2 games to the Patriots. Patriots 9-2, Bills are 7-4. Bills have better get their act together. The Dolphins, oddly enough, if they win out, could possibly still make the playoffs. Very big outside chance. We'll go into that in another video. Still got 7. We got 7 games to go. So nothing yet, but they've got an outside shot if they win out. Do I think they're going to? Absolutely no. I think they're going to drop at least 2 or 3 more games, probably 4 or more. They still got an outside shot. The Jets are smoked. They're done. But the Patriots are 9-2. Bills are 7-4. Dolphins are 4-7. 2-8 are the Jets. AFC North, I still think the Ravens will win this division. The Bengals have an outside chance. The way the Ravens and the Pittsburgh is inconsistent, and Cleveland could play spoiler, the Bengals still have a chance. That's who I picked to win the division before the beginning of the season. Because of the Burrow injury, he might play this week. Yeah. But Pittsburgh, 6-4, they look more like a 4-6 team. Except their defense has finally shown up after weeks of just being on hiatus. The Ravens' defense is all or nothing. Their offense, if Lamar's banged up again and he misses time, they're done. The Bengals, if Burrow comes back, maybe. But if he goes down again, they're done. Cleveland's been smoked. The AFC South is very interesting. The Colts should run away with this division, but they're only 2 games ahead of Jacksonville. Who would have thought? Do I trust Jaguars? Not really, but the job Liam Cohen has done with this team is nothing short of amazing. 6-4, they've got a chance still to win the division. Only 2 games out. The Texans still have a shot to win this division. If the Colts stumble the rest of the season, so you got a 3-team race still. The Titans have been out of it since week 1. They're done. 1-9. They're done. They got the worst record in football, worse than the Jets. Worse than anybody. So, even New Orleans is better, and Arizona. So, The Jets are even better. So they've been smoked since day one. And I said that they were no shot at making the playoffs. AFC West, Denver should win this division, 9-2. Chargers hot on their heels, 2 games back, 7-4. Chiefs 5-5. Now I picked the Chiefs to win this division. That is not going to happen more than likely. And the Raiders, I thought, would be a 500 team or better. They have looked like absolute garbage. Begs the question, is Pete Carroll done? You obviously need a new quarterback. You need an offensive line. I don't know a need this team does not have. So we'll see what happens. Denver has not looked great all the time offensively and defensively. So but I think they're starting to get their act together. If they can put it all together, Denver, one of the most dangerous teams. Chargers offensive line could come back to bite them in the rear end, missing both their tackles for the season. At flux at guard and tackle, you can't keep doing that all season. So maybe they'll invest next year more in the offensive line. Probably the draft is the way to go. They've been trying free agency patchwork offensive line, minus Joe Alt and Slater, Rashawn Slater. Other than that, it's mostly patchwork. Maybe invest more in the interior offensive line. The Chiefs definitely need to invest more in offensive line, defense, wide receivers, tight ends. You name it. You need to support your quarterback. The Raiders need everything. They are rebuilding. NFC East going to the National Football Conference. The Eagles 8-2. Dallas could still win this division, even 4 games back. If Dallas beats Philly, they go to 5-5-1. And the Eagles will drop to 8-3. Dallas still outside shot to win this division if they win out. If their defense and offense can play against like they did against the Raiders. But we've seen this before with the Jets and with the Commanders. So I will see. I'll give you my picks later. Washington is all the way cooked. And the Giants are done. They fired their coach. They ought to fire their general manager. Not going to do that. So I don't know what the future looks like for them. Not good. The NFC North, the Bears lead the division. Who would have thought that? I did not. I picked Detroit to win this division. Detroit or Minnesota? I think I picked Detroit. And Minnesota right behind them. Minnesota could miss the playoffs if they don't get their act together like now. Detroit is in trouble. They can't drop many more games. The Packers cannot afford to lose any either. And the Bears are in control if they can keep winning. Ultimately, I think Detroit or Green Bay wins this division, but Chicago could very well do it. NFC South, this is Tampa's to lose. The Panthers are still an A-double scribble team. They're not good. I don't care what anybody says. Don't buy the hype in the Panthers. Bryce Young is too short. I've said it. He's not going to make it, I'm telling you. He's been banged up this season again. Another season banged up. You can't keep doing that. Give him all the weapons in the world in the offensive line. He cannot see over his offensive lineman. I'm 6'2". He wouldn't be able to see over me. So, I mean, you're just done. Tampa should win this division once they get healthy. Atlanta is garbage. They need to pack it up, start selling ice cream. New Orleans could be on the rise next couple years. Who knows? NFC West. This is the most stacked division minus the Cardinals. You could shine an LED flashlight at the end of a dark hallway and they would not be able to find their way out. I don't get it. Well, Kyler Murray I've never been a huge believer in either. Overrated, I think. And he's got the wrong attitude more than anything. And I think that shows. And you're wasting Harrison Jr. and you're wasting Trey McBride and Jonathan Gannon, to be honest with you. The Rams, best coach, best quarterback in the division. They're 8-2. The Seahawks are neck and neck. One of those two teams is going to win this division. Possibly the 49ers, now they're starting to get healthy. Shanahan's one of the better coaches in the league. And the Cardinals need a new quarterback. I hate to say that already, but I think Kyler Murray has run his course. So let's see. I'll do my own power rankings here soon. But we're going to... Consistent contenders often include... Yeah, I don't care what that is. Let's go by Week 12 power rankings. Let's go by ESPN. So number one, they have the Rams right now. I can't disagree with that. I honestly can't, because you look at the coach, the quarterback, the receivers, offensive line is playing well, defense is on fire. They are a Super Bowl contender, no doubt. 2, Philadelphia Eagles, I would disagree. Their offense is trash. If their defense starts getting injuries, they're in trouble. I do not like them at number 2. That's where they're at right now in ESPN's. Number 3, the Patriots. I think the Patriots are better than the Eagles. Yeah, I like the Patriots. They're doing more with less, just like the Brady days. It feels like Brady all over again. We'll see if that continues. I would have the Patriots and the Colts ahead of the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles could keep pace with the points. Their defense will get worn down at some point. You can't keep having your defense having to do it all, or your offense. You've got to have both in the special teams. You got to have every unit playing well in the playoffs. Eagles have not shown that ability. Colts are 4th on ESPN's. 5th, Broncos. I'd put them ahead of the Eagles as well. But that's where ESPN has them. 6, Buffalo Bills. I'm not too much in disagreement with this. 7, Seahawks. I'd put them ahead of the Bills and the Eagles. 8, the Lions. They're about where they should be. 49ers, number 9. I think they'll rise by the end of it. And 10, Tampa Bay. I can't disagree there. Outside looking in, the Packers are at number 11. Bears at 12. I could see the Bears cracking the top 10. 13, Chiefs. I don't disagree there. I actually think they're worse. Chargers at 14. 15, Ravens. I think that's too high for them. Steelers 16. That's too high, except their defense. Jaguars 17. That's about where they should be. They're too inconsistent. 18, Panthers. That's way too high, record or not. 19, Texans. I'd put them ahead of the Panthers. Vikings at 20. It's about right, unless they get their act together. 21, Cowboys. I'd probably put them a little farther down. We'll see if we can beat the Eagles. Maybe I'll put them in the top 15. 22, Dolphins. That's too high. Bengals 23. That's about right. Should be lower, really. Cardinals 24. That's about right. Commanders 25. That's too high. Falcons should be like 32nd because they're playing like absolute butt. Saints 27. Giants 28. Browns should be like 32 or 31. They stink. Jets are at 30. Raiders 31. Yeah, that's probably about right. 32, Titans. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's probably about right. So that's ESPN's power rankings. Let's see. Sharp football something. What is it? Sharp football analysis. Don't know who that is, but they've got the Rams 1, the Broncos at 2, the Colts at 3, Eagles at 4. I'd say Eagles are 7 or 8. Patriots at 5, Bills at 6, Seahawks at 7, Lions at 8, Buccaneers at 9, and the 49ers at 10. Alrighty then. Huh. They've got the Cowboys at 20, so not too far off. Yeah, and the Raiders and Titans. Titans should be 32nd or 31. Either way, you can flip them in Vegas. It doesn't matter. They both stink. Let's look at NFL.com power rankings and see what they have. So everybody's consensus, I can't disagree. Rams are number 1. 2, if it'll pop up on here. 2, the Colts. Okay, I could agree with that because they had a bye week. Eagles at 3, I think that's still too high. Seahawks at 4, that's okay. Broncos at 5. Patriots at 6, I think Patriots deserve more respect than that. But keep disrespecting them. We've seen that story before. Is the evil empire back? Bills at 7. If they get their act together, they'll rise. Lions, I think, will rise. They're 8. 9, the Packers, that's too high. And 10, the 49ers. So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers deserve more respect than the Packers at this point. Let's look at CBS Sports. So, CBS Sports has the Rams at 1. Patriots at 2. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. Eagles at 3. I think the Eagles are out of top 5 in my opinion. If they lose to Dallas, they'll fall very quickly. But Eagles are at 3 in their power rankings. 4 is Colts. 5 Broncos. 6 Bills. 7 Seahawks. Packers at 8. Way too high. Bucks at 9. Lions at 10. I'd have the Packers out of it no matter what. I don't think they're a very good football team. But those are all of those so far. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to do my own here. Might do them tomorrow. But like, subscribe, comment, share, notifications. Once we get 100, doing a free giveaway. And to end it off, all glory to Jesus. I hope you all come to find him. Without him, none of this would be possible. 43 subscribers, that's nuts for a knucklehead like me. So it's all thanks to him. Gave me life, saved me. So, and I'm not worthy of it. So it's just a message. You can not like it or whatever, or roast me in the comments, but that's just my belief. So love y'all. I'll catch you on another video. Peace.